Wake up, lock in, move forward. This is Men's Morning Motivation. Let's get to it.
And welcome back. This is Men's Morning Motivation. If you're new here, Men's Morning Motivation is a no-nonsense microcast built to forge stronger men through discipline and action. No fluff, no bullshit, no excuses. Just real motivation, practical wisdom, and challenges to push you forward. New episodes drop every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. If you're ready to stop making excuses and start making progress, you're in the right place. And welcome back, guys. This is Men's Morning Motivation. This is episode 22. Momentum is a weapon. Monday starts on Friday. It's Monday, and if you finished Friday right, if you heard episode 21 and said, hell yes, I'm not wasting the end, then today, you're already ahead. You didn't reset to zero this morning, you carried that momentum over the weekend. For those just joining us, this is what we do here. We build men who don't make excuses. We forge discipline that doesn't waver. And we create lives where excellence isn't occasional, it's inevitable. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what makes momentum not just a side effect of discipline, but a weapon. Because if you understand this, you can build a life where every progress is inevitable. Not possible, not probable, inevitable. The average man approaches Monday like he's starting from scratch, like the slate has been wiped clean, and like he needs to summon some magical motivation to simply get moving again. But you know better now. You understand that life isn't a series of starts and stops. It's a continuous flow of decisions that either builds upon each other or tears each other down. And that's what we're diving into today, how to weaponize momentum so it works for you and not against you. Here's the thing. Most men think momentum is something that simply happens to them. They feel it for a day or two after a big win or a motivational high. And then when it fades, they say, guess it's gone. Wrong. Momentum is not magic. It's manufactured. You don't wait for it. You build it brick by brick and decision by decision. Think about physical momentum. A massive object at rest requires tremendous force to initially move. But once it's moving, it takes far less energy to keep it going and far more force to stop it. Your life works the same way. Starting is hard. Continuing is easier. Stopping becomes increasingly difficult as that momentum builds. What did we say in episode 19? That discipline in the dark is only the beginning. Those silent hours when no one's watching, that's where the foundation is laid. And that's where you start pushing this boulder. And then what did we reinforce in episode 20? That when you plant your flag and own your world, you're not waiting for a green light, you are that damn light. We don't ask for permission to excel, we claim our territory and we expand it relentlessly. This is how momentum accelerates. What about episode 21 on Friday? Friday is not a finish line. This was simply a launchpad. How you finish one thing determines how you begin the next. There are no breaks in the pursuit of greatness, only changes in the terrain. Today is your proof. If you live these principles, if you ground through the dark, if you owned your space, if you finished Friday with intensity, then today didn't feel like a struggle. Today felt like a continuation. That's not coincidence. That's cause and effect. That's the system of momentum at work. Here's how we build it systematically. First, we identify your keystone habits. These are the behaviors that, when performed consistently, trigger positive chain reactions throughout your life. Maybe it's your early morning training. Maybe it's your proper nutrition. And maybe it's just simply focused planning time. Second, we have to protect these habits relentlessly. They aren't optional. They aren't negotiable. They happen regardless of circumstance, mood, or convenience. Third, we connect our days. Don't see Monday as separate from Sunday or Friday as disconnected from Saturday. View your week as a continuous flow, each day building upon the last. And fourth, we have to anticipate resistance and plan for it. Momentum faces obstacles, we have to prepare for them in advance so that way they don't derail us. Guys, this isn't just theory. This is how champions and men's morning motivation operate. This is how the empires are built. This is how legacies endure, through systems that generate unstoppable momentum. Let's be real. Most people show up Monday dragging their feet, emotionally hungover from unchecked habits. They let Friday go soft, and they let Saturday get sloppy, and by Sunday, they've completely forgotten who the hell they said they even were. You've seen them, and you've probably been them in the past, walking in with bags under their eyes, reaching for that third cup of coffee before noon, making promises about starting fresh next week. But not you. You're walking into Monday already moving because you understood the assignment. Friday is fuel. Instead of checking out, you doubled down. You finished every task with excellence. You planned your weekend intentionally and you closed loops rather than leaving them open. Saturday is sacred. You didn't abandon your standards just because the calendar changed. You maintained your morning routine. You trained with purpose and you enjoyed yourself without destroying yourself. Sunday is structure. You prepared for the week ahead. You set up your environment for success. You reflected on your progress and recalibrated your targets. You went to bed at a somewhat reasonable hour, knowing that sleep is actually indeed a weapon too. That's how men with goals think. That's how warriors train in the off-season while others sleep. The greatest competitive advantage isn't talent, it isn't resources, it's consistency. It's the ability to maintain standards when everyone else compromises. Realistically, look at any champion in any field. They don't take weekends off from their identity. They don't abandon their principles because it's convenient. They understand that momentum maintained is harder to stop. Your Monday morning didn't start today. It started Friday afternoon. It continued through your weekend choices, and it was determined by 100 small decisions that most people don't even have the discipline to make. And now, that advantage is compound interest for your life. While others are still trying to find their footing, you're already advancing. While they're reminding themselves of their goals, you're already actively pursuing yours. While they're struggling to build momentum, you never lost it. That is power. That is advantage. And that's weaponized momentum. Write this down somewhere. You'll see it all week. When motivation fades, motion keeps going. And let that sink in. Motivation is unreliable. It's emotional and it's temporary. It feels great, but it's a terrible foundation for lasting change. Motion, on the other hand, is concrete. It's action regardless of emotion. It's the physical movement that creates its own energy. You don't need a spark to move. You just need to move to spark something. Even when the body says no, even when the world's heavy, even when the voices say, just take it easy, you move anyway. This isn't just a motivational talk. This is neuroscience. This is psychology. And this is how the human system actually works. When you take action, regardless of how you feel, your brain chemistry changes. Dopamine releases, your focus increases, clarity emerges, and more importantly, your identity strengthens. Every time you choose motion over emotion, you tell yourself a powerful story. I am someone who does what needs to be done, regardless of how I feel about it. Over time, that story becomes your reality because you know every action feeds momentum, every single rep compounds, and every tough day sets you apart. Go ahead and take a look at any successful person that you admire. Ask them about their process. I guarantee they'll tell you some version of this truth. They learn to act without waiting for motivation. The professional writer who produces pages even when uninspired. The elite athlete who trains even when they're sore. They all understand that motion generates its own energy. And over time, that motion becomes your identity. You stop being someone who's trying to be disciplined and simply become disciplined. You stop working on being consistent and embody consistency. You no longer push yourself to be excellent, excellence becomes your default state. That's the power of motion over motivation. That's how momentum becomes not just an effect, but a cause. Start moving and keep moving. Let motivation catch up to you if it wants to, but never let your actions depend on its presence. Do you want the rest of this week to feel smooth? Win Monday morning. Before you start scrolling, before the excuses, before the world distracts you, get your non negotiables locked in. The first hour of your day sets the pattern for everything that follows. Win that hour, and you've created momentum that carries forward. Lose it, and you'll spend the rest of the day trying to recover lost ground. Wake up. Not when you feel like it, not after hitting snooze 4 times, at the time you committed to, on purpose and with intention. Hydrate. Flood your system with water before anything else. Your body's been fasting all night, and your brain is 75% water. Your energy depends on proper hydration. This isn't optional, it's foundational. Move your body. I don't care if it's a full training session, a quick circuit, or 10 minutes of mobility work. Get that blood flowing and wake up your nervous system. Signal to the body and mind that today is active, not passive. Track your food. What you eat determines your energy, your focus, your recovery, and ultimately your results. Plan it, track it, and own it. Don't leave your physical performance to chance or convenience. Take 5 minutes and write out your intentions like your life depends on it, because in a way, it really does. These 5 minutes of clarity can prevent hours of confusion. They can align your actions with your ambitions, and they can ensure you're moving with purpose, not just motion. Your future is built in these moments, the ever present now. And the man you become is watching how you handle today. This isn't abstract, guys. This is practical. The decisions you make before 8 a.m. determine your trajectory for the next 16 hours. Master those decisions and master your day. Master your days and you master your life. Anchor your standards early and watch how everything else falls into place. One win isn't enough. You don't just set the tone, you replay the tone all day. Most men think winning in the morning is sufficient. They start strong, but they typically fade by noon. They have a burst of productivity followed by hours of mediocrity. That's not how momentum works. That's not how excellence is built. Check yourself mid morning. Have you drifted from your intentions? And what distractions crept in? Has your energy shifted? Don't wait until the day is completely lost to course correct. Small adjustments early prevent major deviations later. We're going to recenter at lunch. Use this natural break to reset mentally. Review your morning. Celebrate those small wins. Identify where you got off track and recommit to your afternoon priorities. Don't just feed your body, refocus your mind and your goals. And reset again before you shut down. We end the day intentionally. We close up these loops and we prepare for tomorrow. Reflect on what worked and what didn't. Set your environment up for morning success. This isn't just about completing today, it's about creating momentum for tomorrow. Discipline isn't one big act, it's a consistent, constant recalibration. Think of it kind of like steering a ship. You don't exactly set the course once and expect to reach your destination. You make constant, consistent, small adjustments to account for currents, winds, and drifts. Your day works the same way. External forces consistently push and pull you off course. Internal resistance regularly tests your resolve. And if you're not actively recalibrating, you are passively drifting. And the more you practice this, the more it becomes second nature. Eventually, these check ins become automatic. This vigilance becomes habitual. This standard of excellence becomes your default state. And that's when momentum becomes truly unstoppable. That's when progress becomes truly inevitable. Let me be crystal clear about something. The people around you are either accelerating your momentum or they're destroying it. There's no neutral ground. Look at your five closest associates and friends. Look at how they each approach their days. Look at their standards, their habits, and their level of discipline. That is the direction that you're headed. Because momentum isn't just personal, it's environmental. Your surroundings shape your outcome way more than you realize. The conversations you have, the behaviors that you witness, the standards that surround you, they all seep into your subconscious and either reinforce your momentum or they simply erode it. This here isn't about judgment. This is about awareness. This is about intentionality. If you're serious about unstoppable momentum, you need to be ruthlessly selective about your environment. Your physical environment matters. Is your space organized for action or distraction? Is it designed for productivity or comfort? And is it set up to make the right choices easy or difficult? Your digital environment matters. What fills your feeds? What's on your For You page? What notifications interrupt your flow? What content consumes your attention? These aren't minor details, they're momentum shifters. But most importantly, your human environment matters. Are you surrounded by doers or talkers? By builders or critics? By those who pull you forward or those who hold you back? I'm not saying cut everybody off. I'm saying to be strategic. Spend more time with those who embody what you're building, limit exposure to those who undermine your standards, and be the positive force in the environments that you can't change. Because here's the hard truth: exceptional momentum requires exceptional environments. Average surroundings produce average results, no matter how extraordinary your potential. So take inventory. Be honest about what's helping and what's hurting. Then make the necessary adjustments, not out of arrogance, but out of the commitment to your path. Your momentum is far too valuable to surrender to environments that simply don't serve it. Create the conditions that make excellence inevitable. Before your day ends, I want you to build one piece of visible proof of your momentum. Not tomorrow, not when it's convenient, today. Something tangible, something that's measurable, something that demonstrates to yourself most of all that you're not just talking about momentum, you're creating it. Hit a workout and track your numbers. Not just showing up, not just going through the motions, really push yourself, find your edge, and record your performance. Create data that shows your trajectory. Plan your meals for the week. Don't leave your nutrition to chance or convenience. Decide in advance what will fuel your body. Prepare what you can and eliminate distractions that lead to compromise. Write out 3 habits you're reinforcing and 3 that you're eliminating. Be specific, be honest, and be strategic. Identify exactly what's moving you forward and exactly what's holding you back. Commit to concrete actions that align with your direction. Or send this episode to someone who's been slipping and tell them that you're done waiting. Sometimes momentum isn't just personal, it's relational. Sometimes the best way to accelerate your own progress is to pull someone else forward with you. Because men don't wait for the world to fix itself. We rise, rebuild, and then we lead from the front. This challenge is not optional if you're serious about weaponizing momentum. It's the practical application of everything we've discussed. It's theory becoming practice, and it's intention becoming action. Complete it today. No exceptions, no excuses, no compromise. And watch what happens whenever you turn Monday's momentum into Tuesday's foundation. Guys, this week is yours. You've got the energy, you've got the plan, and you've got this momentum. Don't kill it by playing small. Remember, take up space. Don't diminish it with half measures. And let Monday remind the world you're not here to dabble. You're here to dominate. Momentum is not just about getting things done. It's about consistently becoming the kind of man who gets things done. It's about transforming occasional excellence into habitual greatness. It's a weapon because it makes success easier over time. It's a weapon because it creates a gap between you and everyone else that widens with each passing day. And it's a weapon because once fully established, it becomes nearly impossible to stop. So guard it, feed it, and direct it. Don't let anyone or anything steal what you've built. Don't compromise on the standards that create your advantage. Don't sacrifice long term momentum for short term comfort. I know the path ahead isn't always clear, and I know the journey isn't always smooth, and I know the progress isn't always visible day to day. But with momentum on your side, the outcome is inevitable. Not because success is guaranteed, but because your continued effort is guaranteed. And continued effort applied consistently over time will always produce results that surpass what others achieve through sporadic bursts of motivation. That is your edge. That is your weapon. That is your path. Remember, guys, Monday starts on Friday. Momentum is built, not found. And your future is determined by what you do consistently, not occasionally. Until next time, keep building, keep pushing, and keep dominating. I'll see you guys in the trenches. If this hit home, don't keep it to yourself. Send it to a brother who needs to hear it. You can find Men's Morning Motivation on Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9:30 a.m. EST. So make sure you hit follow, subscribe, just do what you gotta do. I appreciate your time. Wake up, lock in, move forward. This is Men's Morning Motivation.